Hello, my name is Charles Webster Baer, and today is May 10, 2015, and I am in Tianjin, China. Today I want to talk about global internet government. Global internet government is GIG, and GIG is my website, gig15.com. And GIG is a website that I created to help people participate and contribute to what the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund is doing. GIG is the future of the world media. GIG is a social media site and a news website. Now, what the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund are doing is they're saving the planet. And I think everybody should be able to take part in this activity. And I think it should be fully transparent, and everybody should know exactly what's going on with the UN and the IMF. And that's why I created GIG. GIG completely supports the UN and the IMF, and GIG is just there to help augment and facilitate the policy of the UN and the IMF, and to simplify things so everyone can understand what the UN and the IMF are doing and be part of it. Everybody should be part of saving the planet. So that's what GIG is. So you could, so anyway, GIG is going to help the UN promote equality and freedom of speech and democracy and reproductive rights. And GIG is going to help the IMF unite the world economically. The IMF has united Europe economically, and now it's going to help unite Asia and America and the rest of the world economically. Now, just as Europe has become one economy, so too will North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean become one economy. And so too will Asia become one economy. And this is the foundation of what will eventually become the world government. And so GIG is the first ray of light from this new world government that will be established in this millennium, though probably not in this century. And so that's what GIG is. So GIG is really working with the UN to promote freedom and equal rights and transparency and reproductive rights, and working with the IMF to promote economic stability and economic unification. The important thing with the UN is to make sure that all women have total and free access to all forms of birth control. And hopefully this will lead to humans not reproducing. And this is a big deal because humans either have destroyed the environment or are in the process of destroying the environment. And that's a bad idea because humans are part of the environment. And if we destroy the environment, then we die. So basically, my species is committing suicide. And I think that's a bad idea. So I'd like to attempt to explain to my species that's a bad idea and we shouldn't do that. So what we've got is we've got over 7 billion people on the planet right now. In my opinion, that's an unsustainable level of human beings on Earth. Now the population is going up. However, I feel that the population should go down until it reaches a sustainable level, which in my opinion would be about 2 or 3 billion people. And then we could maintain that level of sustainable population. Nobody really knows what the sustainable level is. That will be a matter that future generations can determine. However, I feel it's pretty clear that whatever the sustainable number is, we've surpassed that or are about to surpass that. And so we screwed up. And we need to do a U-turn. Now. Today. And it's really very simple. It's really common sense. It's obvious that there are too many people on Earth, which means that we don't need to make more people. We need to see if we can help out the people that are already here. And we need to stop having children and allow the population of humans to decrease and allow the environment to heal and survive so that we can survive as a species and so that other species can also survive. Okay. I hold these truths to be self-evident. So that's the UN and reproductive rights. Reproductive rights are every human being has the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control. And that's the UN, equality, freedom. And so GIG will help monitor that internationally. Then the other side of the coin is the IMF. The GIG will help the IMF unite the world economically. The UN will unite the world politically with freedom and democracy and transparency and equal rights. And the IMF will unite the world economically, exactly as it's done with Europe. The IMF has united Europe economically, and the IMF will unite the whole world economically. We'll start with uniting America, South America, North America, Central America, and the Caribbean into one economic community, and we'll unite Asia into one economic community. And the way to unite countries into economic communities is just exactly the same way Europe did it. You know, you say, listen, if you want to be part of this economic community, and you do, you've got to pass laws saying you will have a balanced budget, you will have inflation below 2% GDP, you will have transparency, total transparency, and you'll have votes, and if over 2/3 of the population want to join the economic community, then you can join the economic community. If you have balanced budget amendment, if you pass laws saying you can't go into debt, if you pass laws saying you cannot have over 2% inflation has to be under 2% GDP, if you pass laws saying you will obey these economic laws, then you can be part of the economic community. And so that's how GIG is going to establish the world government, with the UN politically bringing freedom to the planet, and with the IMF economically uniting the planet. And that's GIG. And that's how we're going to save the planet. If there's another way to save the planet, I'd love to hear it. If there's another way to save the planet, let me know all about it. But in my opinion, I think this is the only way to save the planet, and so this is global internet government. I created GIG 15 years ago, exactly 15 years ago, and I've been improving it and promoting it ever since. My name is Charles Webster Baer, and I'm 46. I'm an American. I'm Buddhist, which I think is a philosophy. I've never been married. I don't have any kids. I'm single, and I'm straight. And I was born and raised in Santa Cruz, California. I went to high school in Newport, Rhode Island. In 1994, I graduated from the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 1999, I moved to Portland, Oregon. In the year 2000, in the spring, I created Global Internet Government. And in 2007, I moved to Bend, Oregon. And in 2014, I moved to China. And China kicks ass. I'm running for President of the United States of America in 2016 and 2020 as a libertarian. So vote there. Thank you. And that's about it. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go into the history of the universe or not, but I decided that I don't want to do that right now. So this video will be under 20 minutes, as opposed to 45 minutes. So thank you very much. Have a good day. Gig is gig15.com, gig15.com, and peace in the hood.